Kids and cats, welcome back to Tommy Time. Happy Sunday. I decided to grab this weed eater. This came in a group of 6 that I got yesterday from the local neighborhood scrapper. We had seen one Craftsman I thought was flooded. When I looked at this a little closer, this was a flood victim. I'm almost certain it is. You got some rust up here. This never rusts on the loop for the rope. Cable was kind of stiff. I oiled that up, took it off and oiled it up from down there. This is the one that had the bent bracket. It was bent down. I think the scrapper did that. So I went to a junk engine and just took it off. You could see all the pitting starting there on the aluminum. This is what came out of it. Brown gas out of the tank, and then I dumped the bowl liquid in, and the bowl was water. You can see the layer of water there. If it was during Hurricane Milton and I was out of water, I would drink what was in the bottom of this pickle jar. No, I wouldn't. So the main thing with this was the bracket. Like I said, took that off, cleaned the carburetor. There was some purple stuff on the center cartridge, purple dye. I don't know what that was all about. Blasted out the tank. Recoil was stiff and rusty. It wasn't pulling back. I oiled the hell out of that. The coil had a lot of rust on it. I removed that, took some sandpaper and sanded up the flywheel, got that clean. So ready to start. I didn't have any gas in my can. I used it all for the generator. So I took this little bit of gas out of one mower. It was a Murray, I think we went through. I went through head to toe with it with you guys, and it wouldn't start. So I still have to troubleshoot that one. Not sure if it's a no compression issue or head gasket. I don't know, but I spent time on it. One of you said don't do that again. Make sure they run before you beautify them. So let me first give you some information. This is a 550E. It's maybe a 2000 model year. Let me examine it, but definitely flood. What I think that happened was it sat for a long time and they didn't mess with it. Then it finally got Milton flooded, took a little water, and they got rid of it. I don't think the initial breakdown was Milton, but I think Milton put it over the edge. 2012 on this weed eater. It's the product 961190002 space 00, 22-inch cut. Built 5th month, 16th day of 2012. This was the 26th unit built that day. The serial number 000026 on the 2012. So I'm going to pour some of this stolen gas. The other issue I saw, it's kind of overfilled, but I just want to see if it's going to start. I'm pretty sure it will. I would call this a 95%er. I think with that 2 to 3 year old gasoline and the water in the bowl, this thing had no chance of running. So no water here in the crankcase, but I think there was some submersion. When I tipped it over to look at the blade, some water dripped out of the muffler, and it was wet right there. And you can see the oxidation already starting on the aluminum engine case. So let's pour some gas in this thing. I hope I didn't waste a lot of time on it. Like I said yesterday, I'm getting some messages, but they seem to be time wasters for the mower people. And of course, since I've been down for 2 weeks, a lot of them said, I already got a mower, bought a mower. So I lost out on sales, which is fine. You can't win them all. I'm here and the roof is still on. So I'm happy. Minor inconveniences. But like a lot of you said, all that will go by the wayside. I'm here. I got a place to live. The power's on. Internet's still jumpy. I'll put this filter on just for the startup. I just want to see what it's going to do. Then I'll sharpen the blade. I had to put the wheels up. Wheels were hitting manhole covers. And I'll adjust the cord here. It looks like the cord's pretty rough. I'll just back the handle down to this area where it's fresh. I don't see any chafing down there. Okay, let's give this thing a whirl. This should be 130 or 140 if it's not dead. Let's prime it. Okay, a couple of good pushes there. Let's move this grass guard out. It's kind of tucked under there. I don't want that chopped to bits. One. Okay, extremely happy with the weed eater, so I got my money back with this fix. I spent $60 on the group, so if I get at least 120 or more, 130 or 140, I'm thinking for this high wheeler. I'll go back over it and oil up the wheels blade, like I said, and just brush that down with a wire brush and paint it so it doesn't look crappy. Maybe paint the muffler black. That looks crappy. Clean up that. Lawrence Carroll would not approve of that red rust stain. It's got to shine. So that's that. We still have to look at this Crafty. That came in yesterday for $20. I realized after looking at it, cable here is broken. I don't know if they were trying to start it. It was kind of wrapped like that. But maybe later today I'll mess with this one and put some vice grips on it and start it. Not a bad looking machine. Somebody's changed the wheels here in the front. So that one was $20. And then you remember the others. The Toro, this thing with the happy face, the baby 20, this shouldn't be hard. Wheels are a little bow-legged, that may be an issue. Wheels are worn out. The Submarine, and then the Tecumseh powered Lawn Boy. Still gotta check these out. So that's the inventory on that $60 deal. Just looks like a leftover scrapper thing got caught up on the muffler guard. What do you think, Dino? Dino thinks it's good. Who do we got leaving? Delta. Somebody's going on a trip. So I'll probably do this one. Get another cheapie out. This should be a 120 or 130. I already can tell cable on that one shit the bed. So we'll check that one, the 20 inch. So a lot to do, kind of a couple weeks behind, like I said, but I'm alive. I'm happy about it. Let's see if this thing cooperates. Needs some cleanup. Running a little rich. I thought it might be suffocating. Still running rich. I think I know what it is. It's from the overfill on the oil. It's burning oil. I thought it might be extra fuel. Oh wow, we do got the milkshake. So it showed itself. The water might have been down at the bottom and I wasn't getting it, but now we got it. Total chocolate milkshake. So this thing did have water intrusion into the crankcase. So probably sitting for so long, the water settled down. But me starting it up, man, I made a milkshake, all right. I certainly made a milkshake. You don't want to see that when you have a car and you check your oil and you see that. Oh boy, you need a head gasket. Or maybe have the head worked also. Head gasket and head machining. But for this turd, we know what it was. This was Hurricane Milton submersion. So dump that out, maybe run a batch of used oil in it for a couple minutes, shake it up again, and then dump that oil, and then probably the third fill will be, or the second fill will be good oil. Anyway, so we got a little work to do on the 2012, but it was not a catastrophic letdown. And you don't want to keep running it with this water mix. The oil's compromised. It's not going to lubricate anything with that water dancing around in there, or it's going to limit your lubrication. You don't want that water. That, and it's going to start rusting bearings. Oil's cheap. Change it. Anyway, I'm going to let you go mess with stuff. I'm going to pick out another project. What I'm going to do for the rest of the week is fill in some pre-recorded videos from a month ago or so in between some of the new content, so you guys can see some of the older videos, some of the older projects that I had messed with. Anywho, scrapper that delivers is supposed to bring me 2 mowers. We'll see what he has to offer. Maybe I'll show you those tomorrow or in the next day or so. We'll see what he's got on the trailer. I'm not totally bummed about these 2. I think the John Deere's a solid machine with a little bit of work. It's going to work out for us. And that rusty decked Turo, I can always use the engine on another project, so I'm happy about just getting that for parts. Wheels and cables are fine. It just structurally let go. We got an old checking out the John Deere. He thinks it's a quality machine at a reasonable price. I often wonder where these guys go during a hurricane, or the birds. I mean, they better hunker down or they're going to get blown away. Day after the storm, though, birds were out chirping away, probably happy to be alive. Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking with it. You guys have a good Sunday. Thanks for coming out. Happy with the Weed Eater 22 here, the 2012 flooded, but we rectified it. And it's got some rust pitting here and there around the trap door. It's not going to be a beauty, but I think we can do something with it. Adios amigos, tip your waitress and waitstaff. Thank you.